Hi my friends, and welcome back to our Schematic Manager tutorials. In this lesson I want to talk with you about the FC and FP blocks. We talked about these blocks before, but this lesson we will make some example, and we are deeply understand what's the difference between the FC and FP blocks. So my friends, firstly let's switch to our blocks, and here we will create the function, and I think let's create a simple function that add the number between each other and give us a result of this operation. And let's give the name of this block of this function a plus b and multiply by c, and press OK button. Now open our block, and my friends, here in the editor of our function we have two parts. The high part, this part I mean, it's a description of input, output, temporal and return value of our blocks. So let's open our in block, and here we describe our inputs of our blocks. So as we said before, let's describe our input variable. It's first the a variable, and data type is int. Let's close this one, and int. The b variable is also int, and c variable also int. And then we switch to the out, where we describe the out variable. Also you can notice that we have a return, and here we have retrval variable. And my friends, according to the Mach standard, the function can have only one return value, but in Schematic Manager we have no this deny or the restriction of the standards, so we can use the retrval or the out, and we can describe many output variables in our function. And if you remember our lesson about the structured text, we get error when we write the program where our function is return many return variables. And my friends, let's describe our return variable here and write it return, and data type is also int. Now let's make a logic for our function here, and it's a simple function. So firstly we check the integer function and add operation to our network. And here my friends, let's you can click the right button here and choose the insert symbols, and here we choose the a, and of course you can write the b, and here you must choose the b. Choose the b. So my friends, according to our logic, we must multiply the result of the add operation between a and b variable and multiply it by c. And now let's add the multiply operation here, and here we choose the c. And for multiply the output of our first operation to the c, we must declare the temp variable here, and let's give it name temp1, and give the int variable data type. So here we write the temp1. Also you can notice that we can use the result here result red valve variable here, but we are not used it. Temp 1, and output, as we declared before, is our return variable. So my friends, what we are do here, firstly we add the A variable to B variable, and then we get result in the temp variable, and we send the temp variable, temp1 variable to our multiply blocks, and here the multiply blocks is multiply the temp1 variable to our C variable, and we get the result to our return variable here. And now let's save our blocks, and this message say as that we change the interface of our block, and we say yes, and then we close our blocks and open our OB1 block. And here we have our network from our previous lesson. Let's delete this one and this one also, and add our network. And here we have the FC blocks, and let's add our block here. So my friends, when we after we add our FC block here, we must add the actual parameters of our variable. Before in FC block, when we describe and greet this block, we make a formal parameters. Now we must add the actual parameters to our variable. So I think let's do it like this. For A parameters we set the 20. For the B, I think sorry, this 20. For the B parameters, I think let's use the MW 20, and for the C, I think let's use MV22, because the int take 2 bytes, and we must use the shift from the 20 to 22. And for return, let's use the MV, sorry, I have the problem here, MW 22, and here use the MW 24. So my friends, now let's save our OB1 blocks, and then let's start our simulator. And let's run it. And now let's download our program to our PLC. Yes, yes, yes. OK. Yes, yes. Now our PLC is start without errors, and let's switch again to our OB1 blocks and start our simulator. So you see that we have the 0 result of our return variable. Now let's modify our value here, and let's add it 40 for example, and press OK. And here we have 0. Now let's also modify this value for the 10 and press OK button. Now you see that the result of our operation is changed, so our logic is worked. So my friends, it's a simple example, but this is example give you basement of functions. You can create your function, and you can create after these lessons you can create a more complex function in the future, in your future project. And that's all for today, my friends. I wish you good health and good life. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button if you enjoy the video. See you in the next lesson.